Hello, dear students. I am Samir Velankar and I welcome all of you to this video in which we will be seeing three concepts. First one is about primary key. Second is about what do you mean by candidate key. Just imagine that we are having a relation called EMP or a table, EMP relation or EMP table, whatever you say. It's same relation or table. So we are having EMP table and there are four columns as shown: employee number, EMPNO, name, salary, and department number in which that employee is working. Now we are learning about primary key, which is one of the attributes, one of the columns of the given relation. Basically, the definition of primary key is it is an attribute that is column or set of attributes or set of attributes. So it's not necessary that the primary key must be only one column. One of the columns can be primary key. It's not necessary. Combination of two columns also can be primary key. By the way, what do you mean by primary key is primary key is such an attribute like emp number which can never have duplicate values. I mean, we cannot have in two different rows of this relation, we cannot have same values for employee number. And that is but obvious. In our organization, two employees cannot have same employee number. As an example, two students cannot have same roll number. So this employee number values, as you see in this entire table, will be unique. Such an attribute is labeled as primary key. We decide, the designers of the table decide that among these columns which should be the primary key. One might wonder why not EMP name, but there is a problem. There is a person called Sam whose employee number is 1, and in the same company there is another Sam whose employee number is 4. That means in this real world two people can really have same names, but we want such an attribute whose value should be unique throughout the table. Secondly, we don't want the employee number value to be null for some employee. That means primary key is such a key or such a column which has unique values, and we cannot have this employee number empty for some employee. If there is an employee in the company, then that employee must have an employee number. It cannot be null. So two properties of primary key are: primary key is an attribute of a table, is a column of a table or list of columns which have unique values, distinct values, and value or in this column cannot be null, cannot be empty. So employee number is the primary key of this table. Who decided it? We decided this employee number should be primary key when we will define a table by writing some command in DBMS. That command is basically create table command in which we tell DBMS system that employee number is going to be the primary key. As another example, let us imagine that we have got a table like this. We have got a very small table of two columns: employee number and project number. Let's say one more column we have hours worked. Now what this relation or what this table is going to store is, it's going to store employee number and the project number in which that employee is currently working. Maybe our company takes a lot of projects and the projects also have got number like P1. P1 is the project number of some project, and it shows that employee number is working on this project P1 and the hours she has till now worked is 50 hours. But then it is very much possible that employee number 1, the same employee, is working on the other project simultaneously. Maybe very efficient employee. That's why she has been asked to work on two projects at the same time, and the number of hours she has worked on this project is 15 hours. Now, what you see in this table, in this table, employee number column can have repeated values. Just watch this, because this employee one may work for many projects, isn't it? For many projects, this person can work. But then what you observe here is that the combination of employee number and project, just see this very, very patiently. Just check this. The combination of these two values, employee number and project number, should be unique. Why? Yes, it makes sense, isn't it? Check that we have already noted in our table, we have recorded in our table that employee 1 works for project P1. Then we will not record this again saying employee 1 works for project P1. It's senseless. We already said that in our table we have recorded a row. That means value of employee number and project number taken together should be unique. Hence, in this table, the primary is the primary employee number and project number together. These two together form a primary key. Secondly, you know that primary key should have unique values, distinct values. That means every combination of employee number and project number taken together should be unique. Watch that. Employee number column can have repeated values 1, 1, 1, isn't it? Similarly, some second employee is working for P1 project, same project on which employee number 1 is working. So we can have project number also repeated, but combination of employee number and project number cannot be repeated. Coming back again to the definition of primary key, what do you mean by primary key? It is an attribute, that is column or set of attributes, that is collection of columns which should be having unique values, distinct values, and which cannot be null. So coming back to this employee number and project number, we can't say something like this, that there is an employee 3 who works on project null. This is not allowed, or null is not allowed, because they form the part of the primary key, isn't it so? Why are primary keys important? See that, leave aside DBMS for some time. Primary keys are important in real life. I mean, in any organization, why do you give number to an employee? Because only if the number is told to us, there is an employee number 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the number of the employee. If the number is given, then we can find out all other attributes of that employee. Yes, I mean, the best way, if you visit some organization and receptionist asks you that whom do you want to meet, you can say I want to meet Samir Velankar. No harm in that. But the best way to tell is I want to meet employee number so and so. If the employee number is given, there will be no discrepancy. There will be no confusion in finding out which employee have you come to meet. As an example, if a visitor says that they want to meet Samir Velankar, the problem here is that there can be two Samirs in the organization, isn't it? So, given the value of employee number, check this sentence. Given the value of employee number, we can determine employee name, salary of the employee, yes, department in which she works or he works. Everything can be determined only by using employee number. That's why that's known as primary, isn't it? This is a primary attribute. I hope you are understanding. Now, this arrow notation, which I have shown, is read as employee number determines all these attributes. You can see that primary key can determine all the attributes of the table. So suppose this employee table had 18 attributes, 18 columns. Then giving only employee number will identify all the attributes. This type of notation that I have written is known as functional dependency. It's called functional dependency. We say name, salary, department number are functionally dependent on employee number. Given an employee number, you can determine all of them, all the remaining attributes. This is called as functional dependency. Now, what's something that there is a possibility there can be another primary key. I mean, let's come back to our example of the employee table. Just see, we had an employee number, and come on, we know employee numbers are always unique in our company. Employee name, salary, and let's say we have also Aadhaar number of all the employees. Now, somebody will say that, okay, employee numbers are unique. We understand that. So this is the best thing to form a primary key. Employee number should be primary key, no doubt. But even Aadhaar cards are unique, isn't it? No two citizens will ever have same Aadhaar card number. Then there will be a quarrel, isn't it, between the two people who are thinking about who should be the primary key. There can be a dispute. Somebody will say, sir, let this primary key be employee number. Somebody will say that Aadhaar card should be the primary key, because after all, you need unique values, isn't it? But there is a problem. Yeah, there is a problem. There might be some lazy employee, this employee number 5, who has still not applied for Aadhaar card. Or maybe the Aadhaar card is in the process. Then, in that case, while recording this employee number 5, you would have the number of that employee. Obviously, company will give him some employee number, name obviously, salary, but you won't have Aadhaar card number. There is a problem here, isn't it? But then you cannot have null values for a primary key column. Check this. So you're locked. I mean, although you want Aadhaar card number to be a primary key, but there is a possibility that there can be some employee who does not have any Aadhaar card number right now. Then employee number wins the competition, and you would say that let it be employee number should be the primary key. Like, let's say all employees are having, but natural, all employees are having PAN card number. And you all know that PAN card are also unique. What do you say? Yes. So for income tax returns filing, you need PAN cards, and PAN cards are unique for all employees. So somebody will then have a conflict that why don't you make PAN card number as a primary key? But the same problem here is employee number 7, maybe, who has lost his or her PAN card and has applied for a new one and is going to get a new PAN card number with new number. Who knows? So in that case, this employee number 7 will have employee number, name, salary, even Aadhaar card number she has, but she doesn't have PAN card number. So PAN card number will be null. All these issues, are considered before appointing some attribute or some column as primary key. It's so important that you thoughtfully set the primary key. Otherwise, later on, we will be in trouble because we are going to define the primary key of the table. So that were the properties of primary key, isn't it? You saw in this exercise, hello everyone, you saw in this exercise that employee number and Aadhaar card number both could have been primary. We call these two attributes, employee number and Aadhaar card number, as candidate keys. Very interesting. Just check. Why, because both are contesting election, it seems. Employee number is also shouting that I want to be primary key. Aadhaar card number is also shouting that I want to be primary key. Both are contesting election. Both are candidates contesting elections, and one of them is going to win the election. And employee number 1, because it really satisfied all the constraints that were imposed on the person contesting the election, isn't it? So, what is a candidate key is interesting, isn't it? And will be seen in the next video. Thank you very much.